Welcome. In our last video, we have seen the functional areas of the management, in which there are mainly four functional areas of the management are given in the syllabus, and from that four functional areas of the management, we have studied two, which is production management, functional areas management of the production, and the second is the functional area of the marketing management. As you already know, what is the functional areas of the management? Functional area means overall functions related to particular thing. For example, if you have given functional areas of the management related to any, for example, if you have given functional areas of the production management, it means each and every activity included in the production will be included in the functional areas of the management. If you have given human resource management, functional areas management of the HRM, in this each and every activity related to your employee, related to your human resource will be added in the human resource management. So now we are going to study functional areas management of the personnel management, which is also known as human resource management. So on the page number 125, you have given the third point, which is personnel or it is also known as human resource management. Human resource management. In that, we have given that the main focus of personnel management is to create such a necessary environment in which every employee's maximum development takes place. Personnel management constantly makes efforts to secure cordial relations between employee groups as well as between employee groups and the management, and to make good use of human resource in an organization rather than material resource. As we already know, there is only one thing which has an emotion in your business organization, and that is your employee. Your machinery, your material, and any other things or any other element does not have emotion in your business organization. Only personnel or only human resource has an emotion in your business organization. And as we already discussed further, mind your name, men with mind. This statement is given by one expert. According to this statement, if you are successful to manage your business employees in a well manner, at that time you are maybe one of the greatest, one of the successful manager of your business enterprise. So here they are given personnel management means to create such an environment in which your employee, your management, and your human resource can feel very good. Personnel management is such an important functions of management which is related to employee selection. First of all, personnel management is related with your selection of your employees, from where you will get employees. In any employee, which ability or which education must be needed in your employee force, in your human force training. After recruiting, after getting the employees, you have to train your employee. As we already discussed, if there is two persons, one is trained and another is not trained, at that time you will get more product from the trained employee. So you must give training to your employee. And next, development. In your business organization, if your employees does not feel motivated, or if they are not feeling that they develop in your business organization, at that time most of the employee will left your business organization. So your business employees should be in a developing manner. after arrangement of your business employees, you have to guide your employees. You have to give each and every activity. You have to assign tasks and duties to your employees. And after that, if your employee does not work as per your assigning task, at that time you have to control over your employees. The organizational objectives should be achieved properly. If you doing all this activity in a very well manner, at that time you can get your business objective. To get the proper and competent candidates and to maintain them, this is the main goal of personal management. Here you have given them. हमने पेज नंबर 126 में थर्ड पैराग्राफ के अंदर एक वाक्य है to get the proper and competent candidates and to maintain them. EHEN is given when after which and N remove करिए and M add कर दो. To maintain them is the main goal of personal management. The main goal of any personal management is, first of all, you have to recruit them, which is a competent, which is a skillful. After getting your employee, after getting your workforce, you have to maintain. What does you mean by maintenance? Maintenance means જ્યારે તમે તમારા employee ને લાંબા સમય સુધી તમારા business organization માં ટકાવી શકો, at that time it is called the maintenance of a business employee. Competent and efficient candidates are an asset to the organization. To procure candidates, to give them training, to develop them, etc. need the services of the personal management. All the classes of employees should get satisfaction. In that manner, the planning should be done. In this paragraph, they have said that in your business organization, your each and every employee should be treated well. Your every employee must be recruited in that manner in which you want to achieve your goal. For example, you decided your goal and according to goal, you decided your workforce. In our business organization, this type of employee, this educated employees should be hired in our business organization. At that time, first of all, you have to recruit your employee in a scientific manner. After recruiting, you have to provide satisfaction to your business employee. In your business organization, if you are failed to satisfy your business employee, at that time you will not get fruitful result of your business organization. And then personal management functions. The following are the some important functions of the management. Here you have given the functional areas of the personal management. In that, the first is to recruit the right candidate on the right job in the right numbers. The first of all, you have to recruit the right candidate. For example, if you are recruiting any person and that person is not able to continue the task or to perform the task, at that time you will not get the result. So first of all, you wherever you recruit the person, at that time that person should be right on the right job. If you recruit right person, but you are not placing that person on the right job, it is also not good for your business organization and in the right manner. For example, in your business organization, you need only 15 employees to perform a task. In this, for example, if you recruited 20 employees, what will happen? At that time, there is a 5 more employees are recruited and you will not get the right result, right work from that 5 employees. On the other hand, if you need only 15 employees and again you recruited only 12 persons, at that time there is a shortage of 3 employees. It is also not right for you. So wherever you recruit the person at that time, so right number or right skillful person should be recruited in your business organization. formulate scientific remuneration structure which is based on honesty and competence. This is the most important task of the human resource manager. In your business organization, if your employee does not feel that they will not get the enough remuneration, at that time they will not continue their job if they will get a better job. કોઈ વ્યક્તિને બે જગ્યાએ જે છે પગાર મળે છે, એક જગ્યાએ 20,000 મળે છે, એક જગ્યાએ 22,000 મળે છે. At that time you can clearly see the place where he get 22,000 salary. The person only choose that job. So your business employees should get proper remuneration. The third is to plan necessary training programs so that employee efficiency increases and they get proper education and training related to their work. The third important thing is training. As we already know, if any employee has education and does not train, at that time that employee cannot perform their duties well. And if any employee which has training but less education compared to other, but the trained employee will perform better than the untrained employee. So training is also one of the important tasks of a business organization. The fourth one is to provide guidance, direction and leadership to help stimulate the employee. In your business organization, as a manager, as a leader, you have competency to guide your employees, to motivate your employees. In your business organization, there is a number of situations arises when your business employee feels demotivated. At that time, you have to motivate them. You have to provide guidance to your business employees so that they can work in a more specific manner. The fifth point is to develop spirit, discipline and dedication among employees. As we know, in India, more than 90% workforce are not satisfied with their job. ભારતની અંદર 90% કરતા વધારે વ્યક્તિ એવા છે કે જે પોતાની જોબથી સેટિસ્ફાઈડ નથી. If you are failed to satisfy your employees, at that time it is a very dangerous situation for you. Here they have given that to develop team spirit. First of all, in your business organization, there is a number of employees are working. There is a number of departments are formed. So, if you want to achieve your goal, your business goal simultaneously, at that time, your employee must have team spirit within the group. The second is discipline. Your business employee must be in a discipline. If, for example, you have made any rule in your business organization and there is a very few person, but there is no person who obey their rule, at that time discipline will not give you right result. So your each and every employee should be in a discipline. And the third and most important is dedication. If your employees are not dedicated to your business, at that time they will never work with the satisfaction. And once your employees will not get satisfaction from your business organization, it will not give you the right result which you want. The sixth point is to undertake labor welfare activities. In your business organization, there is mainly three parts, three levels: upper level, middle level, and the lower level. On the lower level employees, they mostly need labor welfare activities. So, in your business organization, you should give permission to labor welfare activities of your business employees. The seventh is to coordinate organizational goods with employee goods. Here also there is a spelling mistake. અહીંયા પણ point number 7 માં spelling mistake છે કે એવું આપેલું છે કે to coordinate organizational goals. ત્યાં આપેલું છે goods પણ ત્યાં તમારે goals કરવાનું છે G O A L S. To coordinate organizational goals with employees goals. As we know, the goals of any enterprise is to get maximum profit from the selling activities, and the goal of any individual, goal of any person, goal of to simultaneously to combine these all two objectives. It means you have to coordinate between the individual goals in the organization goal. The aim is to evaluate the performance of the employee. Whatever the performance of your employees, whatever you are assigning work to your employee, is that work is doing in a specific manner or not. This should be evaluated during the time period. Next, to ensure social security of the employee. This is also one of the important tasks. Why most of the Indians give priority to the government? Government job में priority आपको कारण in government job there is a security. Once you hire in the government job, the government will not dismiss you until you are doing any mistakes in the business organization. So in your business organization, you should give social security to your business employees. The 10th one is to maintain good industrial relations climate within the organization. In your business organization, there must be climate which is in favor of the employees. For example, in your business organization, the environment of business is not that much good, or your business employees are not feeling good in your business organization by any reason. At that time, it will create very harmful effect. For example, in any business organization, there must be facility of canteen, facility of latrine, all these things. And in your business organization, if you are fed to provide the basic necessity, the basic facilities to your employees, it will also create a harmful effect on your business organization. So, in your business organization, you should create that climate in which your employee feel relaxed. The 11th and the last point of human resource management is to maintain control and check on employees. We give each and every facility for business employees, and then also your employees are not ready to do any task. બધી જગ્યાએ અમુક એવા વ્યક્તિઓ તો હોય જ કે જેને કામ ના કરે. If your employees are not ready to perform any task, not to do any task, at that time you have to control over your activity. The control system or the control steps should be taken as per the mistakes of the employees. Human resource management is a developed from of personal management. Individual objectives are well knit with organizational objectives. Meghalson states that personal management is related to increasing the knowledge. Here we have given the difference between human resource management and personal management. What is the difference between personal management and human resource management? So, personal management is related to increase the knowledge, skills, ability, competency, vision, values of the employee. Personal are a costly and expensive assets for the company. As we know, in today's era, in today's time, many companies sold their employees as their assets. The person or the employees of their business organization are an asset of their business organization. So you have to deal with your employee in a scientific manner so that you will get the result of the personal management in a well manner. So next is given financial management. Financial which is most important according to my opinion. For example, if you have a skill, you have employee, you have a good planning, but you don't have money, you don't have finance, can you start your own business? No. Finance is the blood of any business organization. There is one saying in ગુજરાત. ગુજરાતીમાં એક કહેવત છે કે લાભ વગર લાભ ના હોય. It means if you does not feel any business profitable, at that time you will not do the particular business. If you have finance and if you have proper finance, enough finance, at that time only you can start your own business. But for example, if you have finance, in which business you financing, in which business invest your money, the business which gives you more profit, in that business only you will invest your money. So this is one of the most important area of the management. In that you have given that financial management is concerned with procurement of adequate finance at the right time, in the right proportion, from the right sources to be used in business. Procurement of finance and the use of finance are two important functions of financial management. In the financial management, there is main two parts are given. The first is procurement, and the second is given use. Here, first of all, what is the meaning of procurement? Procurement is a method to get. To get means procurement. First of all, in your business organization, you should get enough finance from the well sources. Here you have given financial management is concerned with procurement of adequate finance. You must have a adequate finance at the right time. Whenever you need, at that time you must have finance from the in the right proportion from the right sources, and your finance should be get from the right sources to be used in business organization. For example, in your business organization, you want to start your another plant, but to start another plant, you don't have enough finance. At that time, you have to take loan or you have to get finance from the sources. That sources should be legal. That source should be there, and in which you can get that finance from the proper sources. So here you have given that procurement of finance and the use of finance are two important functions. Once you get the finance, but it is not only the task of your financial management. Whatever finance within you, whatever finance you have, it should be used in that manner in which you will get the maximum benefit of your business organization. તમારી પાસે પૈસા છે ને જો તમારે એનો ઉપયોગ કઈ રીતે કરો એ જ ખબર ના હોય તો તમે એનો જે છે ફાયદો મેળવી શકતા નથી. તમારા બિઝનેસ ઓર્ગેનાઇઝેશનને એનો ફાયદો થતો નથી. The second, in the second paragraph there is given in any business, trade or industry, production, sales management, personal management, financial management, etc. are important. These all are the functions are important. But among all these, financial management plays a crucial role because all the other functions are dependent on financial management in one form or the other. In each and every activity of your business organization, there is no activity in which you don't need finance. For example, if you want to plant, at that time you need the money, you need the finance. For example, if you want to hire the employees, for hiring the employees you also need the sources, you also need the fund. For organizing the activity of your business organization, to organize the activity of your business organization, at that time you also need the finance. So that's why it is said that the finance is the blood of any business organization. In your business organization, if you are not enough way to use your financing well, at that time you will not get the proper result of your finance. On the page number 128, there is a second paragraph given in which you have given that financial management is related to the finance function. Financial management is related to the finance function. Financial management is concerned with the proper procurement of finance and its optimum use. Optimum means the use in which you will get the maximum benefit of your finance. To fix predetermined objectives, financial resources have to be procured, and to achieve these predetermined objectives, finance has to be invested and used properly. For example, to make the goals or to fix the goal, at that time you need the finance. Without finance, you cannot even make the goals of a business organization, because whenever you set your goals, at that time you have to meet various persons of your business organization. So to meeting various persons of the business organization, to plan the activities of your business organization, you need some money in your business organization. So to fix the objectives, and after fixing the objectives, to get the objectives of your business organization, you also needs the finance. Here given that in this manner, financial management has two main functions. Financial management has two main functions. The first is to procure finance at a reasonable cost, and the second is to effectively arrange to utilize the finance properly in business organization. In a business organization, your finance must be utilized in that manner, so you can get maximum benefit from the finance which is invested in. Anyway, the financial management functions also includes following functions which are as per below. The first is to get the estimation of the requirements of finance. First of all, you have to assume how much finance is required during the time period. The second is to prepare a budget related to the income and expenditure for a fixed time period. As we see in post-cost formula, the last step of any management activity is budgeting. In post-cost formula, planning, organizing, staffing, directing, coordinating, reporting, and the seventh and the last function of the business organization is budgeting. In budgeting, you have to take into consideration how much amount of the money you need, and the second is given the expenditure of that particular thing, from where you will get the income and how much you can expense. It will be fixed in the financial management. The third is to create an ideal capital structure. The fourth is to select the sources of finance and to undertake the required procedures to obtain the finance. You have to first select the sources of the finance. As we know, you can there is a number of sources for your finance. You can take loan, you can take your own capital, you can take finance from the many other sources like debentures, shares, equity shares, preferred shares. So these are the sources of your business finance. From where you have to get the finance, it will be a thing in the financial management. To decide the structure of capitalization, what is the structure of your capital, it will also discuss, it will also taken into consideration in the financial management. The sixth one is to prepare the financial plan and to formulate the financial policy. In business organization, the functions of planning, you have to plan your finance work, which type of finance you needed, in which manner, in how much amount you needed the finance. These all things will be planned in the financial management. The seventh is to undertake the tax planning. How much tax is to be paid to the government, how much tax is paid directly, how much tax is paid indirectly. These all aspects of the tax structure will be considered in the planning of the financial management. To prepare the estimated cash flow statement and to maintain control on the cash liquidity activity of the business. In your business organization, how much cash is required in your business organization, and what is the flow of your business cash? What is the flow of cash? These things also will be considered while you are doing the functions of the finance. Next, to undertake the policy of receivable management. Whatever your due receivable of the management, it will also taken into consideration in the financial management. To perform the administrative finance functions like to prepare accounts, to undertake the audit, to prepare financial reports and statements, etc. To perform the administrative activities, to perform the administrative tasks like to prepare account, to audit, to budgeting, all these functions also you need to finance. For example, you want to audit your accounts, at that time to audit account you have to pay fees to the auditors. So each and every activity in your business organization needs some finance. In the financial management, mostly you need the procurement of finance, from where you will get the finance, and the second is the use of the finance. Whatever the finance you will get from any sources, how you can use in the optimum level, it will be considered in the financial management. So these two are the main functions of the financial management. So here our first chapter is complete. In our next video we are going to start our new chapter, which is planning. Thank you.